Today we are looking at a product that Thor sell. This is one that we have played with previously, but we're really keen to spend some more time with because we're going on a bit of a journey with different car soaps at the moment. So this is from DIY Detail. This is the Incredible Suds car shampoo.
And let me tell you, it generates pretty incredible suds. It's a really thick soap, so if you like a thick soap, this is something you're going to enjoy. pH neutral. It's got a really nice scent. What do you reckon the scent is?
I mean, just looking at the bottle, grape. But
yeah,
is it?
It's grape.
Yeah, that is great. I think the thing with the soap is you're right, it is a very, very thick soap and it produces great foam. The recommendation for this soap as well is pretty much in line with what we would typically use in a foam cannon. A lot of companies with their soap go, you need like this much soap. This is like realistic. It is saying for the foam cannon 4 to 5 ounces, which is pretty close to what we do. We typically put somewhere between 100 and 150 millilitres in our foam cannon and then top it up to either 500 if we're using 100 or 750 if we're going 150 for our dilution.
And then just slightly less than that, you're going to do 2 to 3 ounces in your wash bucket and fill that with water. We're going to use deionized water, but that's the back of the bottle if you want to have a read there. If you're interested in this product, you can go to thehouseofrags.com and pick yourself up a bottle of DIY Detail Incredible Suds.
So we're going to start filling up our foam cannon here, and we know that we're going to fill up here 150 millilitres of the product. I love the colour of this. It's nice to have a colour in some soap. And you can see it kind of glugging away there. It is a thick soap. So there we go. We've got 150 millilitres.
And we're just going to fill the rest of that up with deionized water. Now, this is the Garage foam cannon. It does have a metering system in it, but we've taken our metering system out because we're going to pre-dilute our soap.
And then the recommendation here is 2 to 3 ounces to the wash bucket as well. So for us, 2 ounces would be 60 ml of product. I think we're going to have just enough in here to make this work. We'll dump that in our wash bucket, and then we're going to fill this up with deionized water, and we'll have ourselves a good setup here, ready to wash this Range Rover. If you have a look at the bucket there, Incredible Suds, that is. We don't have a huge amount of product in there. We've only got 2 ounces, 60 millilitres, and look at that. It is filling up really nicely. We've got a lot of suds there. I think you could, if you were budget conscious, you should get away with going with way less soap here. And the great thing about this soap as well is you can buy it in a smaller bottle, or you can buy it in a gallon as well. So if you're looking for a real economical option and you do a lot of washing, go for that gallon size. So we've got our soap all set up in the foam cannon, and the way that we do this, nice and easy, just dunk it in the bucket. And we're good to go. We're sitting there at what, that 5, 6, 7, 750. How's that for one dunk? One dunk, and I've got the perfect dilution in there.
Do you know who the One Dunk King is?
I do know who the One Dunk King is, but I bet he couldn't do that one.
Eddie from EC Details. He's the
ruthless One Dunk King.
And Ivan, this soap, I'm not sure what's going on in there, but it's definitely Incredible Suds. But you can hear the sizzling.
It's not sizzling away in there.
Of the Incredible Suds.
It sounds like a can of Coke that I've just opened, and it's like just ready. It's ready to go. So we'll got our foam cannon all ready to go. Now for the fun bit, we're all ready to foam, and I already know this is going to produce great foam because DIY Detail don't claim that you need like a tiny little bit of soap to your water. So we've got a decent amount in the foam cannon. We should get awesome foam right here. And I think this is one of those things, right? When I spray a soap onto the car, I want it to have good clingability, but I also want to see it start to run away down the surface. So for me, if it's just sitting there dead still and it doesn't start to move down, it's not doing a great job then at breaking down the dirt and actually moving it off the paint. It may be breaking it down. This here, as you can see, we do have some pretty reasonable runoff, but we are going to have enough cling on there. So when we actually get to the contact wash, we're still going to have some that remains on the surface. You can kind of see here, it is slow, but it is doing a good job at taking the dirt away. We've managed to foam down the whole Range Rover Velar here, and as you can see, in that 750 milliliter mixture, we still have just a shade over 200 milliliters left there. So I think you could probably scale back. If you're doing a mid-size SUV of this side, you could get away with using 100 milliliters of this product, filling up to 500 in here, and you'll have plenty, meaning this product's going to go a longer way for you. And if we didn't have enough suds already, there's suds everywhere on the driveway, all ready to wash.
So what you want from a really good quality soap is you want it to be pH neutral, because this is the soap that you're going to be using most of the time for your cleaning. But also you want it to be really slick underneath your wash media, because you want the wash media to glide across the panel as you're agitating that dirt and grime and picking it up onto the sponge here. And so this soap is pretty slick underneath, which is good to reduce the ability of marring and scratching on your vehicle. So this soap here has had a really decent amount of time to sit on the panel here and dwell. And as it's dwelling, it's basically emulsifying the dirt and grime on the panel here. So it's breaking it down. It's starting to lift it up off the surface so that we can come along with our wash media and really easily and safely remove the dirt and grime from the paint. So we prefer to use a 2-bucket method, and what we have here, although it's not obvious at the moment, but we have a bucket here that's got water in it, and that's what we're going to use our dirty sponge when it's come off the panel to pop it into here. We're going to release all that dirt and grime out of our wash media here, and it's going to send it to the bottom of the bucket. We've got grit guards in there to help encapsulate, or basically to trap that dirt at the bottom of the bucket. And then our second bucket here has actually got our wash solution into it. So it's got the Incredible Suds in here. That's what we're going to use to basically load up our wash media here with some suds here, so that now it's ready to come and clean the next panel of the vehicle.
Now, something that we'll run into quite frequently when using soaps, especially in such a high concentration like the Incredible Suds, is areas like this on the car. Soap tends to get trapped in there, and then when you come along to rinse, it is quite common to get reactivation of the soap, meaning you're having to constantly rinse, or if you don't get it properly, when you get to the drying stage, you're blowing out soap onto the paint. Now, we're not experiencing that with Incredible Suds. So as you can see there, pretty simple rinse, and everything has been removed from the crevices, and we don't have reactivation of the soap. It just simply rinsed away.
So at the beginning of the video, when we did our pre-rinse, you could see that half of this door had basically no water beading. It was just producing real still water. Now that we've cleaned the surface, we've hopefully been able to sort of clean the pores of the ceramic coating that's on this vehicle, and let's see if our water beading properties have returned after giving it a quick wash. As you can see there, we've definitely had a huge improvement in the ability to remove or shed or bead the water from the surface of the middle of the door here.
There you go, we've just wrapped the wash of the Range Rover Velar behind us using the DIY Detail Incredible Suds. Now this shampoo here, just pulled it up on the House of Rags website, so it's $17.99 for the 16-ounce bottle here, but you can get it in the gallon size as well. So the 1 gallon is $74.99. Now, I thought this performed really well. Great soap in the foam cannon. Beautiful in the bucket as well. It was like fizzling, sizzling away there for quite a while. And we had really good cling time as well on the car. Now, something interesting to note here as well, we show you the bottle at the start of the video, and I'll bring it to you here again now. We have the directions for use on there. So that's telling us, the dilution that we need in both the bucket and our foam cannon. Now that's different to what's advertised on the website. It's saying on the bottle here that we need slightly more. The website is now telling us that we need less. So potentially there could have been a slight adjustment there.
And well, maybe a change in formulation, who knows? But if you're comparing what we're saying on the bottle to the website, there's a bit of an adjustment there. So just be mindful from that. So what I want to see in a foam, what I want to see in a soap is that when I foam it onto the panel, does it stick? Does it give me that clean time? Because I want it to be able to break down. I want it to be able to emulsify that dirt and grime so that it lifts it off the surface so that when I come along with my wash media, I can easily pick that up. What I also want to feel is that under the hand, in between the wash mitt and the surface of the paint, is I want it to feel really slick because I want that wash media to glide across it. And that's going to help reduce the ability of having marring and scratching.
Correct.
The other thing I look for is a scent, because you like to have a nice pleasant smell when you're washing your vehicle, and then I want to make sure that it can be rinsed away really easily. And I think that the Incredible Suds here from DIY Detail ticks all the boxes for us. This is a really good high premium soap, and I think you should go and grab yourself a bottle at thehouseofrags.com.